Well, hi guys. First off, what are you doing without watching the first part? Watch the first part. You don't just jump into the middle of Harry Potter. You start from the beginning. So please, watch the first video in the iCard, and it's also in the description. Also, I'm not going to give a recap. Okay, I'll give a recap, but I'll just only talk about a few points. So, the point of divergence is Ray Allen missing that 3 and the Spurs winning the 2013 NBA Finals. Because of this, Bosh is the fall man, thus resulting in the Heat retooling and swapping Bosh for someone new. This in turn results in the Warriors dynasty never taking off because they trade a key asset for someone who looks like they'll fit but doesn't exactly fit. LeBron actually rides out the last 2 years of his 6-year contract instead of opting out like in our timeline. Denver has what you could consider the greatest draft ever. Kind of. The Knicks are a weird and signs with LA, taking Paul George with him. That's all I'm going to tell you, so please, once again, watch the first video. Your mom wants you to watch it, your neighbor, your dad promised to come back from the grocery store if you do, so let's do this. Also, please get me to 1,000 subs by the end of the month and 5,000 by the end of the year. I believe in you guys, so let's do this! Meanwhile, Golden State doesn't go out and get KD. Instead, they get Al Horford. Without OKC's loss, KD is, for one, is obviously not leaving. But for two, they're not getting Victor Oladipo. Instead, Oladipo is traded to Boston for maybe Avery Bradley in a pick. Boston, by the way, doesn't get Jaylen Brown, which we'll get to later. Okay, now for the draft.
With the third pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jaylen Brown.
So, as bad as the Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce trade was, it looks like the damage has been contracted in this timeline.
The Sacramento Kings select Jamal Murray from
Hooray, except Sacramento's front office is full of idiots, so they trade him to the Suns. So now the Suns have Jaylen Brown and Jamal Murray. This is interesting. By then, Cleveland has been basically 6 years and counting without a single playoff appearance. They get close, but getting a double-double machine and the son of arguably the greatest Soviet player is a shot in the arm this team needs. Other moves include the Thunder getting DeJounte Murray, and this is what the playoffs look like. The Warriors are vengeful, and they take the Thunder down. They face the Raptors and win their first title. Wait, the Warriors win the 2017 NBA Finals? Bro, you just copped out. No, let me just say that even without Klay Thompson, even without absolutely revolutionizing the league, this is still a very good team. They have Zach LaVine, they have Kevin Love, they have Stephen Curry, of course, and they have Draymond Green. The only problem is that the defense is so lopsided that it hinders them every time they make the playoffs. But anyway, I also wanted to add that the Wizards make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals with their first 50-win season in franchise history, thanks to Devin Booker. And yes, this team, which was the first expansion franchise, by the way. Now, on the part about Devin Booker, you see this team, as in our timeline, had a big two in Wall and Beal. Well, in this timeline, while it is due to the Hawks' mistakes, Booker is that third star. Though I do have to mention his development is a little too late when talking about the timelines of the Wall, Beal, Wizards, and Devin Booker's career. So one will just have to keep watching to see if DC gets the happy end. Alright, the Bulls decide to clean house like they did in our timeline. This time they go for a complete fire sale. They trade D Rose a year earlier, this time to the New York Knicks. It goes to Minnesota, but instead of getting LaVine back, they end up getting Ricky Rubio and whoever the Wolves drafted in 2016, and 2 firsts. We also have to trade Melo to Houston. With Howard gone, they need someone to fill in the gap. And the Bulls get Eric Gordon, a first and a second. Speaking of the Rockets, Now that they have Melo, they don't need to target CP, leaving him to go to Toronto, who feels that they are just one more piece away from winning it all. DeAndre tags along, and the Clippers get DeMar, Powell, Poto, and picks. The Thunder, Gasol leaves. He's 37, and the Thunder replace him with someone like, say, Mason Plumlee. Also want to mention that without LeBron or Love, Boston never goes after Kyrie, as he is commanding his team, the Cavs. And he's not in the shadow. Boston has Oladipo already.
The first pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, Sacramento Kings select Markelle Fultz. With the second pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Lonzo Ball. With the third pick in the 2017 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Jason Tatum. The Philadelphia 76ers select De'Aaron Fox.
A team with Simmons, Fox, and Embiid would be a strange fit at first, as Fox would come off the bench. But the 76ers really needed a secondary playmaker. And as he develops, this would be a great change for the 76ers' fortune. But it's another 90s team with no perimeter shooting, but insane defense. Yes, Benny, I am looking at you. Mitchell is now a Pacer because Paul George chased his dream to join LeBron in Hollywood. In 2018, the conference standings from 4 to 7 are really just interchangeable, in my honest opinion. But anyway, before we get into the playoffs, we need to answer a few questions. Do we put Boogie in New Orleans? And what the hell happens to Blake Griffin? Boogie goes to Boston, something that has been brought up for years during his career. And now with Hayward out with an injury, they pull the trigger. So yeah, sorry Isaiah. Blake goes to OKC. You might think he would cost much, both in terms of players traded and money, but he's a shell of his former self, or presumably so, because if Blake could rebound in Detroit of all places, imagine what he could do in Presti's OKC. In the playoffs, we never get LeBronto. The Celtics lose to Toronto in the playoffs. In the West, Houston makes it all the way, and they face the Raptors and give the country of Canada the first ever NBA title. Boogie stays in Boston. In the previous season, he got a team whose best players were Daniel Theis, Terry Rozier, Victor Oladipo, and Gordon Hayward, who's yet to play a full game. Golden State, if not Boogie, probably signs Brook Lopez. Still a good player. Now the Knicks, with a young promising core, have just cracked their first playoff appearance in the post-Melo era. Decide to give up a first-rounder, Gary Harris, Luke Cornett, and Cat for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. Toronto already has won the title. They have CP3, DeAndre Jordan, and Lowry. While Kawhi wanted to be in SoCal, he has beef with LeBron, so he just goes to a team that was a bit of a dark horse in our timeline. In the Kawhi sweepstakes, that is. Anyway, let's go to the 2018 draft.
First pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select DeAndre Ayton. With the third pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Luka Doncic from Ljubljana, Slovenia. With the fifth pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Trae Young. The LA Clippers select Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Magic with Luka are now a team that love playing hot potato. The final standings for the 2018-19 season. During the trade deadline, the Knicks go all in. They have a strong team with players such as Bam Adebayo, Jason Tatum, and Kawhi Leonard. In our timeline, Hardaway Jr. and Porzingis were traded because Dallas wanted Porzingis. But now, it's the Knicks who are initiating the trade. They want to go all in, so they give Hardaway Jr. and Cody Zeller to Dallas, who are then paired with Jaren Jackson Jr. In return, New York gets Harrison Barnes and JJ Barea, both of whom have finals experience. In the East, Kawhi travels to Toronto and takes the Raptors to 7 games. Tied 90-90, He shoots a corner too with the time expiring. The ball bounces 4 times before going in, silencing the Canadian crowd. The Knicks meet Giannis and the Bucks in the East, and they win, moving on to the NBA Finals. Meanwhile, in the West, LeBron is out with a groin injury, so the Lakers get routed in the first round. So who wins the West? Well, the Warriors face the 1-seeded Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Blake Griffin takes his career resurgence to the next level in the playoffs. After all, he did average 24.5 points with Detroit, but with a much stronger supporting cast, he performs much better, with way less minutes too. Blake's role with KD and Russ makes him act as a connector towards his fellow superstars, making the team chemistry much stronger. So the Thunder make it to the finals, but face 2019 Kawhi. He has Siakam, who was also part of the Raptors team, and has the experience of JJ Barea and Harrison Barnes. New York, on the other hand, wants to end a 46-year drought. Yes, it has been that long since the Knicks last won an NBA title. So who prevails? Well, guess who tore their Achilles? Let's be honest, Kyrie was never going to return to Toronto, and he's certainly not going to return to New York. In this alternate timeline, his heart's still Hollywood, so still goes to the Clippers. But with Paul George in LA, who does he recruit alongside him? Kyrie Irving? Kawhi said this was his second option, meaning that to get Leonard, the Clippers trade SGA, meaning that New York has the future MVP. Speaking of New York, you'd think KD would want to go to Brooklyn still, right? Nope. KD went to Brooklyn to prove that he could win a title without Curry's help. He already won a title, so he stays. Russ stays. Russ doesn't go to Houston because he, PG, and Melo never happened. KC fans, you get your happy ending. At the same time, no SGA and no mountain of picks, and probably no J-Dub or Chet Holmgren. As for Anthony Davis, LeBron needs reinforcements, especially after his groin injury, so he joins anyway. The Cavs decide to clean house without Kyrie. They trade Sabonis to Boston. As for the draft,
with the second pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Ja Morant. With the 9th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Rui Hachimura.
Anyway, for the standings, it's a bit something like this, even in the bubble. In the West, things pretty much stay the same. LA has Paul George now. They do face the Clippers in the conference finals. In the East, without the Heat, the Bucks face the overpowered Lakers in the finals. And even then, the Lakers still win. So yeah, if Ray Allen misses, the Heat actually become much better, winning 3 titles with LeBron. Of course, we don't know if they'll pick Tyson Chandler to replace Chris Bosh, but what we do know is that the Splash Bros are disbanded before they can even get going, which means OKC wins 2016 and the Rockets make multiple finals appearances, which subsequently lands them LaMarcus Aldridge in the process, which means CP3 goes elsewhere. If the Heat do trade Bosh to Charlotte, Cody Zeller and the Bobcats artillery likely goes to New York or another team with a tradable defensive specialist. Overall, whatever happens, the winners are the New York Knicks, Houston Rockets, and OKC Thunder. The losers, without a shadow of doubt, are Cleveland and Golden State. And once again, this is just one interpretation. We will truly never know what would have gone down. But hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who enjoys these types of videos. And I'll see you in the next video.
Just puts up a 3. One go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer.